Julia Mesnikoff, and this is your Southwest Scotland Printmakers 2024 membership card in the form of a Japanese peace crane that is also a Dumfries and Galloway barnacle goose. When I was 17 or 18, my family had a Japanese exchange student live with us for 6 months, and she taught all of us about the Japanese tradition of folding peace cranes and taught us how to make them. And for many years, they've been one of my personal symbols. And this is a time when the world needs a lot of emphasis on peace, and I love the barnacle geese associated with this area. So when I was proposing a design for the membership card this year, I was thinking of it like this, two-dimensional, and having some real challenges and curiosity figuring out what would go where on a Japanese crane that was also a barnacle goose. And Colin had the lovely idea to actually make custom origami paper. So after a whole lot of folding and scribbling and unfolding and re-scribbling and moving things around, we came up with this design, and you will be receiving one in the mail with instructions for folding in an attached video. When you receive your 2024 Southwest Scotland Printmakers membership card, so to speak, it will be in the envelope like this, so that our logo shows. When you are ready to turn it into a three-dimensional barnacle goose peace crane, you will need to change the folding from this to along this axis. And it doesn't especially matter whether you have tail head or head tail, but you need to fold it along this axis. That fold is already established for you. Just orient it like this so that you have a wing facing you and the open side like this. And what we're going to do to start is reverse some folds. So opening it up, we're going to fold along like this, and then bring the right side of the tail or the head, whichever you have, so that these two right sides fold toward each other, and smooth that back down. We're going to do the same thing over here. Open this up, fold so that the two right sides touch each other, and fold that back down. Unlike traditional origami paper, which has a uniform design over the whole thing, this has specific positioning, obviously, so it matters where it folds. I will also say that I have pre-folded this one that I'm working on so that I have established fold lines so that I can work smoothly from the angle that I'm at on camera. Yours will take a little more attention. So once you're at this position, you want the open side oriented toward you, and we're going to take this edge and fold it to meet this established midline. And we're going to take this edge and fold it to meet this established midline. Flip it over and do the same thing on this side. This edge to meet the midline, and this edge to meet the midline. And now we have this distinctive kite shape. At this point, if you have a bone folder or a plastic ruler or a kitchen spoon, works beautifully. You want to take the top of your kite and fold it neatly, kind of snug in along the top of your kite. Fold it to one side and fold that down firmly. Then unfold it, flip it over, and do the exact same thing on this side. We're just really getting that fold nice and established. And then at this point, open it back out to the kite shape. It will look exactly the same on the two sides like that. open out one set of these kite wings, and we're going to reverse the fold from here to here, that kite top fold that you just made. We're going to open it up like this. I think of this stage as making the canoe, because this shape reminds me of a canoe, and we're going to fold these edges inward like that, so the cut edge of the paper meets in the center. Colin and I are not a Japanese origami paper factory, and these are not absolute perfect laser cut squares. So if your edges are very slightly imperfect, don't worry about it. No two barnacle geese are exactly the same in nature either. Flip it over, open these wings out, and do the exact same thing. We're going to reverse the fold here and make this canoe shape. At this point, you will see you have two open legs on one side and it's closed and intact on the other. So we want these white open legs pointing toward us. At this point, you're going to take this long edge and fold it to meet the edge in the middle. Repeat on the other side. Flip it over and do the same thing. Take this long edge, fold it to meet in the middle, and this long edge, and fold it to meet in the middle. Once again, you will see we have open legs, even longer and skinnier. At this point, we're going to take this surface and this surface, and on the other side, these two identical surfaces, and we're going to fold them in to meet each other like that. So I think of this stage also a bit like rotating the whole thing 90 degrees. So you're going to fold these two together and these two together, which changes the orientation. Instead of two long open legs here at the bottom, we have a solid long point and two perhaps fox ears here at the top. Now you have an established fold line across here. We're going to take, whether it's the tail or the head on top, fold it up, flip it over, take the other one, and fold it up. And we are just about done. At this point, your head and your tail want to fold inward like that. Here's the other one, folding inward like that. I apologize if focus varies a little bit. I have to pick it up to work. There we are. Kind of smooth everything down. Now you're going to take the two wings of your goose, and with your fingers down here kind of pushing and supporting, you're going to open it up into that traditional Japanese peace crane shape. Now, to make the head of a Japanese peace crane, you can either simply fold it down at an angle like that, that is very traditional, or you can open it out, fold flat, and then pinch inward like that. I'll show that again. Opening this out flat, folding down, and kind of pinching these two sides in another reverse fold inward. And that is a finished Japanese peace crane barnacle goose. If you want to emphasize its goose qualities, you can fold the tail a bit backward like that, giving it more of a snub tail, more consistent with a goose. And there is our 2024 Southwest Scotland Printmakers logo on your barnacle goose peace crane.